Hey everybody, Spidey here, and as always, I hope you're having a marvelous day. Have I got a treat for you? I have partnered with COMC to talk about their new relationship and partner with CGC on how you can send your cards in your COMC account over to be graded. All right, everybody, a couple of familiar faces. We have Fausto from CGC, the Marvel expert at CGC. And as you've seen on the channel before, we have Grant, who is from COMC, Director of Business and Development.
Great to see you, Justin. Great to see you, Fausto.
Hey guys, how's it going?
It's great, man. Great under these circumstances, I think.
Great under these circumstances. I'm excited for this video. I'm so glad we're going to get into the nuts and bolts of this and take a tour and look at some Marvel cards.
Yeah, it is amazing how all of this is coming together. First, to have CGC grading Marvel cards, now to see this relationship come together between CGC and COMC, who is the backbone of Upper Deck, where we get a majority of our Marvel cards. Such a special relationship to be formed.
Yeah, we couldn't be more excited about it. I know Fausto and I, we have worked on this for a while now in pretty tight collaboration. So it's great to see this come to fruition and start to see collectors taking advantage of this.
I've just gotten so many good Marvel cards on COMC, and it's so good to be doing this with people who know the cards intimately, more intimately than anyone else, right? Especially through ePack with cards. And it's just a great opportunity to grade Marvel cards seamlessly, easily, and frequently. So it's pretty exciting.
That was the number one thing that we wanted to do, is just make this an effortless process to get cards out, to get graded. We couldn't think of an easier way to do it than just a couple button clicks. You know, even better with our partnership with Upper Deck, integration that we have with ePack, being able to take a couple more steps and get those transferred over to your COMC account. That can just be the easiest way to get these cards graded, and we couldn't be more excited about doing that.
Well, I certainly appreciate you coming here on the channel to show people how effortless it really is to get our cards integrating at CGC. So let's go show them. All right, Grant, I'm going to need you to walk me through this, but I already know the cards that I want. Do you mind if I go to them?
Let's do it. Yeah, just go to your inventory manager and let's take a look at what you got.
All right, the first one I want to look at is a really special Venom card here that I have. I have a few, but particularly I want to look at the What If Venom here. And
wow.
Now, how would you advise I go looking at this card for the purposes of grading? Now, I'm going to just be real. I'm grading this anyways, but for someone who is really condition sensitive, how would you advise?
Yeah, I would definitely take advantage of the front and back pictures that we take of all of our cards. You've got this one pulled up. You can see it's a nice big image. You're going to be looking at the edges, the corners, you know, make sure that the centering is how you like it, and just analyze it like that. One thing I do want to note, because I know there's some questions around this, is hey, with ePack, there are some stock image cards. There's some uncirculated stock image cards that you're going to come across on COMC. Am I just going to roll the dice? Am I going to just take that gamble and hope that I get a good grade? You actually don't have to. You're not able to submit those cards directly to be graded. They do need to get the elite reprocessing before they come back to you, so you can see the actual front and back scan, and they're very high resolution images. So that'll help you with determining whether you want to grade that card.
That answers a lot of questions, and I think it's actually really smart for COMC to require that for stock image cards.
Because COMC gets these cards from Upper Deck, and they have so many examples of many different types of modern Marvel cards that they're getting basically from the box, from the pack, which, you know, doesn't quite happen that way, but you're getting them as you're receiving them from Upper Deck. You guys can see the common issues in there, and partnering with CGC, we can help people grade these cards and understand what we're looking at when we're grading them. Unlike other companies that would grade them without that prior knowledge of understanding what certain cards are condition sensitive. For example, this beautiful card, which is a What If Joe Jesco Venom. These cards have a lot of edging issues, right? Because they're thicker cards. It's really the first time modern Marvel cards are on ePack, and usually the edges are pretty worn on them. Judging just by the image, it looks really clean. And as Justin notes, I am the head grader over there. so I am the expert. No, I think this
You're
card
my
looks
head
really
grader.
beautiful. Yeah. But I do love the red, and I do think it looks really great, just by the images alone. Plus, like, to have like the what if fairy in the CGC slab, I don't know, man. I got my surfer here, and I think they're so pretty. So I think it's awesome.
I'm really excited, and just my experience right now, I'm looking at this card on a rather large screen that I
Yeah.
would have a lot of trouble actually getting the card to view it that way in my hand. I think there's some advantages here as long as you have a good clean scan. All right, Grant, what is the next step? I want to submit this card to CGC to be graded.
All right, you found the first one you want to submit. If you just go over to that actions menu
All right.
and yeah, choose
Oh, I
submit for
see it.
grading.
There it is. All right, Grant. I just clicked this big button here that says CGC Trading Cards.
Yep, that's right.
That looks so
How'd
awesome.
you know?
How'd you know?
Thanks for making it obvious for people like me. Now,
Yeah,
question.
speaking of, yeah, it's gonna ask for a declared value. And so you're looking at I think this might have been the ask price that you had for this card.
It
A
is.
lot of times we like to field offers. You don't have to use that price. You can put whatever you believe that card to be worth,
Yeah, I think it's probably
and go
closer
ahead
to
and enter that
1,200.
and continue. Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm gonna hit continue, but what if I want to submit more than one card? Do I still hit continue?
Yeah, so you do all these on a one-off basis. There's no minimum quantity that you have to submit. You can choose anything, any card that you want to submit at any time. So you can do a few today, you can do a few tomorrow, whenever you want to do it, and we'll make sure and get those into a submission for you. One great thing to see right here is based upon your declared value, we're not going to show you service levels that card is not eligible for. So we automatically filter that out for you. We offer everything as low as bulk tier service, but in this case, you have a card that's valuable enough that there's only a couple services that are available for that, and it lets you choose between those options.
All right, so I'll click Express, and then by submitting this item for grading, you understand and agree to the following terms. I'll go ahead and click Use Store Credit here.
That's it.
All right.
That's the last step right there.
Wow.
And then back to Inventory Manager to select
Let's
more
do-
cards.
Let's find another one.
All right.
Cool.
I want to submit a really cool card from Rittenhouse.
Ah,
Oh,
Norm,
that is
you
great.
Norm, tell me what we're looking at here.
you're looking at a gold foil insert card, Marvel's 75th anniversary. So around this time, it happened across 3 different sets where they submit. Basically, this insert set came out in 3 different sets to make the full insert set. Each card's out of number 75, and this is. I think it's one of your favorites too. But this is kind of one of my favorite Magic cards in Marvel cards, to be honest.
I love it, but it's really this sword in the background that sells it for me. So I love the gold on top of the yellow with the black. I mean, it's just
The
works for me.
monochrome, yeah, it's sick. It's
Yeah.
just such a good design, and I think that's one of like everyone's favorite outfits for Magic, other than like the blue and gold or her demon form is really cool too. But just to see that sword and the contrast and that glow, it's just really beautifully selected art.
Awesome.
You guys
Let's
said
get
this
it.
is out of 75 copies, only 75 copies,
75.
and no parallels to this one.
Nothing. No tiers, no nada. Just 75.
That's a great card.
Okay, Grant, I'm going to get here and submit this one for grading.
All
And I
right.
love that value is correct for me. Now on this one, do I select economy, standard, express? The last one was express, but I see different options here.
Yeah, you can choose whichever option you think suits this card the most. In this case, you're presented more options because it's of a lower value tier. So you have a few more options, but at this point, you just want to look at the estimated turnaround time and decide based upon that, how quickly do you want to get those cards back into your account?
So even though this will be one shipment, the cards can come back at different times.
Absolutely. Yep.
Well, I think for this one, what do you think, Grant?
Me, I'm going with economy on this one. To be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think a lot of times that's going to make sense, and you get little surprises along the way, right? You're already going to get some cards coming in and they're going to pop into your account in no time. Some of these other ones, you're going to wake up and you're going to be like, oh yeah, that's great.
Yeah,
I'll also
stack 'em.
say we try to underpromise and overdeliver here. So I just want to say they are estimated turnaround times, but I think you're going to have a good experience with anything that you choose.
Awesome. Well, let me click it. I like to save money, use store credit, success, back to inventory manager.
Man, I mean, I don't mean to be facetious. That's actually really convenient that you can do that. I'm really loving the process and how seamless it is. It's really nice.
All right, Grant, I think I want to send my most valuable card that I have in my inventory manager.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Let's see what that is.
Let me sort highest here. Not only is this a Spidey hit, this is actually the Ben Riley Scarlet Spider, 1 of 1. And
Wow.
I think it looks pretty clean. I'm looking at the scans here. And
It's
either
a
way,
good
it's a 1 of
image.
1.
I'm going to put any 101 in a holder all day. It doesn't matter.
Uh,
It's the only copy, and it's just such a great way to display that card to present.
Absolutely. And this is just one of the better images, in my opinion, in Spider-Man metal. Very excited to get this one graded. And that blue on blue for CGC is going to look really nice.
I remember seeing this card and feeling very surprised that it was as nice as it was, because I'd never seen that image of Spider-Man as Ben Riley, like in that like hood and all that kind of cool stuff. I had no idea that card existed.
All right. This is a big card to be sending through this process. I'm actually much happier that you guys are handling it and not me. And because of the value, we go to the $135 route, 2-week turn time. Use store credit. Success.
Wow.
I'm excited to see that one. I'm excited to see that one come back.
Wow. That's going to be cool, man. That's really cool, dude. I'm so excited to see that happen. Wow.
I can't believe it. You just did it. You just sent it. That was it.
That's it.
it.
No hassle, no nothing.
It's done. But you know what? I'm thinking I have some cards on ePack that I actually want to send. Can I grab something from ePack, slam it into COMC, and then submit it for grading?
Yeah, let's do that. Let's take a look.
So I got my number cards here in my ePack collection. And, I'm a fan of comic cuts in a CGC slab. Norm, which one should I send?
I like the dimension of the lizard and Morbius, like, you know what I mean? Fighting it out with Spidey in there. I just think that's like very dynamic. It's going to look really cool in the slab. So much storytelling.
Awesome. What we're going to do, we're going to click this little button right here when you click on the card. It's got the little box with the arrow. And that puts it in a position to be able to send it over to COMC. I have one other card that I want to send. And this is a Black Panther card.
Yep.
This is a hologram. It's numbered to 49. So we're going to go to the top right corner here next to the cart. You should have a number next to that box. We're going to click that. And we're going to simply make sure that the cards we want to send are down here. And then send to COMC. That was easy.
It's fast. It's very easy.
And they're thanking you.
Yeah, that's funny. And they're thanking you. Thank you. All right, Grant, I think this should be in my inventory manager. Let me click there. And sure enough, there they are. Comic cut, Black Panther. Declared value. We'll do $100 on this one. $15 submission. Store credit. Back to inventory manager. Submit for grading.
I mean, honestly, where else do you get the opportunity to like get a card as you take it out of a pack, a digital pack, but a physical card, send it over to your inventory and send it to grading within under a minute? Like that just doesn't happen.
Yeah,
I think we're spoiled, like when I think about that, right? Like the way you just put that, right? Like you open the pack, you just opened the pack. You didn't, but like you could just open the pack. You hit that card, you transfer it. I mean, in the matter of maybe 60 seconds, you can get that thing out to get great. That's crazy.
It's nuts. It's nuts because you think about what they do at like conventions and shows, like when they're actually grading on the show floor, right? You kind of like, that's kind of like the benefit. It was like, cool, I can bring my collection, show, sell, and then I can grade it there and it's done. Like this is happening in a digital platform with so much ease and convenience. It's definitely going to spoil a lot of people to do this stuff.
And Oren, I know we sent the what if, but I also have the base Venom here.
Where are you? How are you picking these up, man? I didn't even know you had these. This is so cool. 29
Well,
out of 99. That's
yeah.
awesome.
Well, the Spider-Man's pretty expensive, so maybe I can use these to get the Spider-Man.
I think that's very possible.
So if you're watching this, you might be thinking, well, he's not sending a lot of Spider-Man cards. Well, the reason I'm not sending a lot of Spider-Man cards is because these are cards that I actually want to sell to be able to buy Spider-Man cards.
Yeah, that's a great call out, Justin. There's going to be a lot of CGC Marvel cards that are going to be available for sale in the very near future, and also kind of on the other side of that is we already have. Last I checked, well over 1 million different Marvel cards that are for sale on the marketplace, and that means that you can go and you can look at those images front and back, and you can purchase those cards and then instantly send those off. So that's another really exciting thing that I think, we haven't even scratched the surface with that.
Awesome. Okay, Grant, now that I have the cards that I want to get graded, all, submitted, where do I go next?
Yeah, so if you go back to your dashboard and head on over to the grading submissions under your buyer menu.
I see it there.
Yep. So this is pretty cool. This is going to show you a list of all the cards that you have sent out. It's going to show you the date you submitted them, and it'll give you the estimated turnaround time and the service level. And it also shows you the images of the cards just so you can remember. When you get those cards back into your account, they're going to also pop into the results, and you're going to see the before and after images of those cards too, just so you kind of have that added check and extra confidence.
I love that.
That is
because
awesome.
that's the kind of record keeping that people should be doing before they submit. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, and this is like super convenient that you don't even have to like take the process images. You don't have to do all that kind of stuff. It's all taken care of for you.
Yeah, it's so funny you say that because there's definitely been instances where I'm like, oh yeah, I don't need to keep track of that at all. It does that for me. So
yeah,
you get a little spoiled like we were talking about.
Oh, you mean you don't have just videos on your phone that it's like all the cards that you sent?
Yeah,
So
you don't have to do that. You can do that, but you don't have to do that.
I love that I did not have to type in what card it was. It's already handled because it's already on COMC, properly labeled.
Yep.
And to your point, this is just me clicking it and it's done, and they're all shipped. Different, even though it's different turnarounds and so forth and so on, it's all handled for me.
Yeah, and you know what? Different turnarounds, that's okay. You're not going to have to worry about waiting for the packages. You're not going to have to, I know when you have, if you were to do this in, from your house, you might have 6, 7 different packages that are going to come back to you depending on the service levels and, the timing. And you don't have to think about that at all. It's just going to show up and you do whatever you want to. Once it comes back into your account, by the way, I should add, it's going to show up with elite processing. That's our highest end processing. Gives a very high resolution front and back scan of that card, and it also unlocks everything that you can do on COMC. So you can set it at any price that you want to. You can accept offers. You can send it to auction instantly. That unlocks it so that you can send it to auction instantly. Now you've got a graded card in your account that you can put out there. You can store it in your collection. And if you ever want to ship it home to your PC, which I imagine, maybe some of these will be for you, those cards will be sent out to you with any of the other cards that you purchase from thousands of different sellers. So it's really a great thing. Just I like to focus on the convenience of this. The convenience is second to none. I
agree. And by auction, you mean submitting it to eBay to be auctioned, correct?
That's right. Yeah. So that's just through our eBay auction program, and it's actually just as easy to submit it to auction as it is to submit it to grading. So that's just another perk that you get when you do grading through COMC.
Well, I'm super excited. This was it's actually a joy and a delight now to go through my cards and say, hey, I want to grade something. Boom, boom, boom. It's done. I know it'll come back when it's supposed to come back. And at that point, I can decide if I want to keep it, send it home, or put it up for sale, or maybe even hold it. I mean, you guys are practically vaulting my cards, and I can wait for the right time in my mind to put it up for sale.
This is just going to completely immerse the market into graded Marvel cards. And I think that's a benefit for everyone, buyers and sellers, collectors. I'm so excited about the future of this, and I'm so glad they're in CGC holders. They're my favorite, I know. And I'm just excited to have that kind of like blue label thing. I'm just a fan, and I appreciate you, Grant, and Spidey, of course, for doing this and just telling everyone out there how this process works and give people a little bit of a tutorial and a little bit of insight into what we're doing here.
Awesome. Well,
Awesome.
thank you for your work at CGC. I know you put a lot of efforts in making sure that we can grade Marvel cards, that labels are done correctly, and all of that type of stuff. So really do appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you,
Thanks, buddy.
Fausto. It's been great working with you on this. I'm really excited to push this out to everyone and have them enjoy it. And Justin, I can't wait to see what these cards get for you, man. Like this is, we might have to come back and talk about that, because I'm very excited to see a number of those cards come back for you.
All right, I won't keep it to myself. When they come back, I'll be sure to share them with everybody.
Awesome.
I'm really looking forward to it, man. I want to be in on that, so don't forget me. I want to figure out what that what if Venom came out to be.
Ooh.
You got it, bud. Grant, Norn, just a pleasure as always. Thank you for coming on the channel and sharing your knowledge and the efforts that you have here in the hobby with all of our viewers. And if you're watching this video for the first time, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button. I promise we'll have more content like this in the future. If you like this video, if you like the fact that we now have effortless grading through COMC, hit that like button. Any questions, leave a comment down below. And in the description is a link to COMC. If you're not familiar with that site, go check it out. You're not going to regret it. But as always, I hope you have a marvelous day.